Good morning. It is Friday, the 28th of October, and we continue looking at the book of Revelation. Today, Revelation chapter 13, verses 1 to 10. And here we get another incredible image. The dragon stands on the seashore, and we are told that out of the sea comes a beast. The beast has 7 heads and 10 horns, and each horn has a crown on it. Revelation chapter 17, verses 8 to 11, the angel says to John, this is the interpretation of those 10 horns with the 10 crowns and the 7 heads. And there he describes the horns as being kings who are yet to come into power, but their power will be for a very limited period of time. And the 7 heads represent 7 hills, but also represent 7 kings. And you can go and read it yourself, because it just does get quite complicated and confusing and almost scary. But it does show the fluidity of symbolic language, that the 7 heads can simultaneously represent 7 hills, but also 7 kings. And so you always have to interpret when we're referencing those 7 heads. Are you talking about 7 hills, or are you talking about 7 kings, 7 people? But what is interesting is that in the Old Testament or old literature, Rome was often referred to as the city of the 7 hills. And if my memory is correct, Rome began as 7 little villages that were built on top of 7 hills on that particular side of the river, Tiber, I think it is, and they then amalgamated and became a great city. So in a sense, the obvious reference here that John is making is to what the people will remember and understand at the time, which is the city of Rome. So it does give a pointer to the Roman city as being represented here. But again, there is also the sense in which this could refer to something that is still to come in the future. So again, that fluidity of the symbolic language, or as sometimes I like to think, a little bit of both, rooted in current context, but extending into the future. Because the dragon representing Satan, but also the people of Satan, in other words, all those who do not follow Christ, is with us all the time, and his power and his authority and his evilness will be with us, and will at times be much more powerful perhaps than at other times. But the key that comes out of this is that the beast, who has the authority and the power of the dragon, and he exercises that over the people. The world is, we are told, astonished at this beast. And the beast is described in language that actually parallels and correlates quite well to the vision of Daniel in the Old Testament of Daniel. It just painting a horrible picture, and a picture of evil that will come and authority over the world, which would be purposefully and intentionally against the people of Christ. The Jewish people, I suggest, generally speaking, but also against Christians. And it might reference more solidly Christians in time to come, because the New Testament's focusing on the church and not the Old Testament nation of Judah necessarily. But what is told is that as Christians, we are to have faith, we are to persevere, and our names will be written in the book of life. And so that for me is the key message. We need to persevere. We may not understand. In fact, we probably will not understand. We will not have a timetable. So beware those who seem to have a clear-cut plan, as if God has given them some special instruction. Revelation seems to make it clear that will not happen. We will all have this doubt and level of confusion and fear and uncertainty. And it is in the midst of that our faith comes to the fore. So don't follow any particular person or nation or political group or even a church or religious leader. Just follow Christ. Persevere and have faith, remember from yesterday and the day before, the power that Satan and the dragon and the beast have over us is limited. We're told the beast, again, 42 months, which again equates to 3.5 years. Their time is lengthy enough to be significant, but it's not forever. It does have an end time. So persevere in your faith, remain strong, remain committed to Christ, and we will persevere. We will come through, and we will be with Christ in the end. Folks, persevere and have a wonderful weekend. God bless.